nickel in his pocket, time on both his hands. Little Eddie Hawkins, lost in Candyland. 10 years in the slammer, Eddie's done his time. On the street, ain't it sweet to pull the perfect crime? Everybody knows when the cold wind blows, the Hudson Hawk again. Let it rain, let it snow, let the north wind blow, the Hudson Hawk, my friend. Oh, little Eddie, you better watch out what you do. The Hudson Hawk's with you.
I saw it coming from a mile away. You're not so smart, audio device.
You're gonna wake up pretty early.
Checkmate. To get the advantage on old Vern Tooley.
There's
you gotta reboot pretty early in the morning, computer.
There's a
Great
season
job,
of
Yogi.
Survivor, what is considered to be the worst season of Survivor ever. I believe it's called Survivor Fiji. And the hidden...
Well, yeah, because they were in a water bottle. That's why it sucked.
It was the haves and have-nots season. And as you can imagine, the haves just decimated the have-nots.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they have.
They had.
They have the can-do attitude. They have the.
They have the food. They have the water.
Yeah.
But the hidden immunity idol was buried underneath where the tribe slept.
The haves or the have-nots?
Both tribes.
Oh.
And the person who found... I can't remember which tribe it was, the haves or have-nots. The person that found... Here's some blanket if you guys want
Ooh,
some.
I would actually love a little
Wally.
Or I can go
Don't
grab
touch
that one. Okay. But the hidden immunity idol was buried where they sleep. And the contestant who found the hidden immunity idol dug it up while a cast member named Lisi was asleep. And he dug it up, and he had the immunity idol, and he put it in his pocket. And then Lisi woke up, and she's like, "Were you searching for the hidden immunity idol?" And he said,
No, I wanted some panties.
No. And she said,
No, I was just being a perv. No.
And she said, "That's good. You'd have to wake up pretty early in the morning to fool me."
Damn, Lisi.
And it's funny because he'd woke up pretty early in the morning
To get her.
and fooled her.
That's the dumbest thing you could have said, Lisi. That'd be like Lisi saying, like, "You'll never find the hidden immunity idol underneath me directly." Well, this is why, it's because of that season of Survivor. Wherever I'm sleeping, I always dig down a little bit, just to be sure.
You gotta check where production might have hidden one.
Exactly. You know, you never know. Where would I, if I were a PA on this season of Survivor, if I was getting water bottles for everybody, you know, where would I hide the hidden immunity idol? And it's the last place you'd expect.
If you ever go on Survivor and you're looking for the hidden immunity idol, look for the part of your camp that looks very production designed.
Very set dressed.
And would be easy for a camera to see. Like, oh, it's a fucked up looking tree or whatever it might be.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like in video game rules where if you enter a new room, you look for the one part of the room that isn't like background pixelated. It has like its own.
You're wandering around the
outline.
video game world and you're like, well, this
Yeah.
tree is distinctive from every other tree I've seen so far. This is probably an important tree. What are you looking for, Goober?
Looking for my phone.
Oh, well, that could be anywhere.
It could be anywhere. Oh, I found it. I found
There you
it.
go.
It appeared to, from what I saw, it appears that it was in your stomach.
It was in my
It
stomach.
was in. You just reached into your chest cavity and pulled that out.
The Joker sewed it up inside of me
No,
as part of his
Dark Knight plan.
It was part of his Dark Knight plan.
This
You
guy's
got
like,
me.
I don't feel so good. And you see like a visible cell phone like sticking out of his stomach.
a visible cell phone with an image of Bruce Willis from the 1990s, because that's what I'm pulling
That's
up.
what you're pulling up. You're pulling up early 90s Bruce when he was desperately hanging on to the hairline for dear life.
Yeah, that guy
Just
is-
like one finger left on the cliff. Like, please let me hold on a
A
little
white
longer.
knuckle grip.
he's holding on to that like it's like this demon from Evil Dead is trying to pull it away. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like he's digging
Into the floorboard. Exactly. Like dragging across.
Yeah.
That's always... that is a surefire way to get me and the audience to go,
yucky. Yeah, yucky. That's so yucky.
I hate that.
Like dragging fingernails.
Just like anything that I'm like, that would hurt my fingernails.
Uh-huh.
Would
Yeah.
hurt if that happened to my fingernails. I
And
don't like that at
I
all.
have no concept of like what falling out of a building would feel like.
Yeah.
But I know it would feel like to get like a splinter.
A hangnail?
Yucky.
Oof.
Owie! And that's how you can scare me. Not with ghosts and ghoulies and goblins.
It's a Evil Dead remake by Fede Alvarez, where like she's running from the evil force, and she's like crawling on her scooting. She's like scooting on her butt,
Like
And
your
there's-
dog on the carpet.
and there's like like Reagan riding the unicycle. And there's knives coming through the wall, like, and she's trying to like, they're trying to stab at where they think they are. And there's this one knife that just goes like slightly above her knee, and that's the yuckiest part of the whole movie.
Because she like scrapes her knee.
When it's all because I'm like, I know what a scraped knee feels like. Yucky.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt when she showers later. It's gonna sting. All the water is gonna get in there.
Yucky.
That's not gonna feel good at all. I don't know. That's how you get me.
Or teeth stuff. Teeth stuff always
Yeah,
like.
Yeah, I don't like teeth to
hurts.
eye stuff. I'm very anti-eye stuff.
Yeah,
There's gross
yeah.
eye stuff in that Evil Dead remake too. Now that I think of it.
Yeah, there's also tongue stuff in that Evil Dead remake.
Yeah, that's all stuff that like you have like I don't know what my
I guess I don't know. Stay away from my face. Stay away from my cartilage.
I've never had my arm
Well,
chainsawed off.
there's
Yeah.
also.
and I've definitely never intentionally chainsawed off my arm to put a shotgun on the end
What I
of it.
think is important to remember is our old friend, the nerve homunculus, the sensory homunculus.
Oh yeah.
Where
Oh,
we have
yes, of
we have
course.
significantly more nerves in our hands and in our like face and like mouth and stuff
Yeah.
than like on our like body.
Right, that's
Like-
true. Yeah, I always put the
Like, they're
nerve
literally more
homunculus like
sensitive.
on my dating profile so people know what they're getting into.
They see you're all about hand stuff.
Me with no makeup. Yeah. Just,
Listeners, if you for some reason don't know what we're talking about, it's a diagram of
I
the
didn't
human
know-
body.
I didn't know until a month ago.
Yeah, what the nerve homunculus was.
the sensory homunculus.
Yes, it's a diagram, a 3D model of the human body, where the sizes of body parts are larger the more sensitive they are, and so it basically looks like this just like big face hand creature, just
Is
like
that
walking
what it
around.
is?
Well, it's not just big face. It's almost like he has almost
It's
like,
like-
simian proportions.
Yeah, it's like big lips and eyes, and tongue, and huge fucking like grabbing mitt hand.
Oh, yeah.
just like a gigantic proportioned hand.
The guy can palm a basketball in each hand.
The guy can palm several basketball players in each hand. Like he's just got gigantic mitts on him.
I did not read the article attached to him. I was only looking at the picture, and I thought it was pertaining to how big your features look from your own POV.
Oh,
I thought like
no.
that's why the nose was so big.
No,
and why the
I've
hands
never
were so
seen
big.
my lips from my own perspective.
Well, even when you're doing even when you're going in for a smooch, I can see my lips.
Well, no, when I go for a smooch, I always lean down. I always angle down.
Because Justin had that rib removed.
Right.
Justin used to be the neighbor kid on the Wonder Years, and then he got his
got the
rib
rib
removed, and
Yeah.
he grew up to be Justin, not Marilyn Manson.
No. And it didn't take, so I had to get another rib added.
I got extra ribs put in to stop me from doing it.
More. I can't. I'm even worse at sucking myself off now.
Temptation was too strong.
It's-
I had extra ribs put in. I got elongated like an accordion because I was too. It
Yeah.
was too tempting.
They say that part of what killed JFK in the assassination was that he was wearing a back brace because his back pain was in so much.
Yeah.
And so he could not slouch forward. And that's where Justin's at. He cannot slouch forward.
can't slouch.
He's got the JFK back brace.
Yeah.
Justin's getting himself locked up in an iron lung to keep from.
To keep myself from
Self-belating.
sucking myself off.
He can't stop.
He's yeah.
Listen, I can't see the rest of myself from the neck down. It's too tempting.
He would
Another
he would
great
turn
opening
in-
from the Babiez crew.
He would turn into Will Ferrell in that yoga sketch on SNL, where Will Ferrell learns that he finally
He does it.
yeah, he does it, and he's been taking yoga classes to learn how to do that.
To get
Yeah.
flexible enough
Exclusively.
to suck himself off.
Okay.
Not to, improve his health or
or even his
meet
mental
women.
health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not even to meet women.
Well, no, he sounds pretty focused on something that doesn't involve them.
Yeah,
that's true.
exactly.
That's true. Sometimes we can be narcissists.
Yeah, exactly. I want to do it all by myself.
Yeah, I don't need help.
I don't need somebody intervening here. I don't need another set of hands on that ball.
I don't even want my own hands on that ball.
Tell me about it.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. That was
Welcome to Movies for Babies, everybody.
That was another beautiful opening. Another welcoming opening to our audience.
This is a little bit different energy because we're in the same
room in the same time for the first time in Movies for Babies history, right? We've never
done this.
we've only recorded like Puffin in person. We have not sat down as a unit. I guess we did Faux Boys in person last year.
That's not Movies for Babies.
It's not Movies for Babies.
No.
It's on the feed though.
It's not Movies for Babies.
I think there was a Doughboys where Faux Boys got mentioned. Have I brought this up?
No.
There was some guest on
Yikes.
Doughboys, who is just a very big fan of the Doughboys show and talked about, I found this podcast called Faux Boys that is like a parody of you.
Oh.
And I went looking for other shows called Faux Boys, and I didn't find.
Okay, you personally went looking for other shows called Faux Boys.
I was like, well, let me follow through on this, because I can't just naturally assume that no one else has thought of this idea.
The way that came out of your mouth, I thought that was a continuation of the guests.
No, the guest said that they found a show called Faux Boys. TV's Kevin Lanigan did the due diligence to try and find a different show called Faux Boys.
There is Faux Boys, a Doughboys fan podcast.
Okay, well then never mind. I found it wrong, and we were not mentioned.
But it's also the same name, so it could very well be.
Oh wait, no, but it also began and ended. It also ended in like 2018.
Wow.
So we still have a shot.
So they started a Doughboys fan podcast like 2 years into Doughboys and gave up. Long before the height of Doughboys' popularity.
Yeah, they started it in 2016.
Wow, that's like when Doughboys started, basically. That's crazy.
Their first episode.
They were on the ground like right away.
Their first episode was discussing Doughboys 76. Rock Lobster Fest with Sean Clements and Hayes Davenport.
That's a great
classic
episode.
episode.
That's the Great American Shrimp Off, where they go to a Red Lobster and they have a competition between the Hollywood Handbook Boys and the Doughboys of who can eat the most shrimp.
That's good. That's good content.
And Hayes had to give his vote or announce how many he had eaten. And it ended up being 69. Nice. And the waitress overheard it, and she's like, "Oh, you guys are a comedy podcast."
Now I'm laughing.
Oh, I get it.
This would have been like
I assumed.
This would have been like 75% of the way through
the process. You can smell a comedy podcast coming off from like a mile off. How much are these people doing bits instead of talking to each other? How much are they actually engaging with one another?
Right.
Or are they just stacking bits on top of each other? And I would say for the three of us, it's maybe a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
Half the time we're actively engaging with each other, and half the time we are stacking bits on top of each other like a tower of chairs.
But that's also like our usual conversation.
Right, exactly. This is how we get to know each other.
That's how we've always got to like. That's
It's the very origin. I mean, we met in a college improv troupe, boys. We met doing college improv at a school that is mostly a money laundering scheme.
Allegedly.
It's a school full of crooks. Allegedly,
it's allegedly full of crooks. It's a very real fact that every year, like 2 or 3 financial crimes come out.
Allegedly. Those are real news articles that you can read.
You can look up.
Allegedly, I funded a few trips to the Cayman Islands. Allegedly. We went to a school that was all the walls were plywood and one-dimensional, propped up by sticks. Allegedly, that's where we all went to college.
Allegedly, I went to see my college advisor, but it just turned out to be a propped-up mop.
With a voice recorder. Allegedly, I went to go see my academic advisor, and they were in bed, and it looks like they were a pile of pillows laid next to each other. And I found it all very strange, but I had they were talking to me. They were responding to what I was saying.
That, like, they rose and fall with the exact same, like, rate as the door opening and closing. As if there were, like, a rope attached to the doorknob.
Yeah,
that's
when I saw, I mean, I who am I to deny that?
You know, I did have a lot of classes where all the teacher did was put a movie on.
That's true.
That is true.
Yeah.
Now when I started our school, I was so excited to see that our dean would regularly change outfits like all the time. They seemed a very fashion forward person. And then years later, I look back and they were a mannequin. They were a storefront mannequin.
They were always wearing the latest fashions and trends. I thought they were inordinately fashionable.
Exactly.
Yeah, but such is the case. Such is the way. One of my teachers was a horse. They put peanut butter in the mouth of. And so it looked like the horse was talking.
I thought it was very peculiar that the physical education courses there were taught by a guy, and the only exercise he ever wanted you to do was stand straight up and wave your arms and torso, kind of. And I also thought it was strange that he was like 10 foot tall and had to be
orange.
Had to be
plugged into a wall. Fan.
Yeah, plugged into a fan. I thought that was peculiar, but now it's starting to kind of make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Hindsight's always 20/20.
It's always 20/20. It's so easy to look back and say, how could I have missed that? But you know, when you're in the moment, just you can't. You weren't there. You know.
Yeah. You had to be there.
Most
people who said they were there weren't.
Yeah. most of my classmates were brooms. It was just it was
honestly,
a wild time.
when you consider like how much of this was all propped up, it is a miracle that the 3 living people found each other.
Yeah, the 3 real
we
people.
sniffed each other out.
The only living boys.
I had a whole lab that was cardboard cutouts put on top of model trains.
I thought it was
my teacher was playing old gangster movies while the cardboard cutouts moved around.
Yeah.
I love editing, and I was curious to learn about some visual effects. And I do recall going into a room that for my visual effects class that was all green, and the instructor just said, "We'll put it in post." And all right, it all makes sense.
Yeah, it was like my media literacy teacher, who was clips of Barack Obama cut together into the words of for butterfly.
Makes sense. Yeah, it always started with "Let me be clear." I think we've got like 5 more minutes on this. I think we've got 5 more minutes of
fake school material.
That
we can keep building this plane.
I think we got 5 more.
We haven't stretched it out a bit.
Yeah, I think we got 5 more minutes. Now it's probably like 4.5.
Yeah, we're losing time on this. But we're Movies for Babies. We're here live in Salt Lake City.
Live from Salt Lake City.
It's
Kevin
Movies
Lanigan.
for Babies with TV's Kevin Lanigan.
Remember that guy?
Herschel Walker Bush.
Remember that, y'all?
Lee Carvalho's putting challenge. Justin Germerov. Pieces of Me by Ashley Simpson.
He's back, y'all. He's back.
He's alive again.
He's alive. He did die, and he was possessed.
And I rose again
on
on the third day.
On the third
Lord
day.
Michaels locked me in a vault with a big boulder in front of it when I died. Just in case.
Just in case. That wasn't him doing like another funny name. He was saying just in case.
Yeah.
He wasn't saying a guy
Just,
name.
but also just in case.
But also just in okay. There we go.
Vern Tooley.
Oh, hey, hi, that's me. Hello.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, what casual New York activity are the three of us doing when we're announced by Don Pardo?
Oh, we're announced.
I think we even talked about this when we did the SNL
Right,
intro. to
right,
the Wayne's
right.
World
Did we
episode.
do this?
I
I
feel
feel like we
like
talked about what our New York.
I
thing
feel like
was.
it came up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in retrospect. We're a bunch of hacks who repeat the same talking points.
I don't
over and
know
over
what I
again.
said the first time, but
That's
this
something
time,
you gotta understand about people that record podcasts. We don't remember a fucking thing we say.
No. Each one comes out like it's the 1st time we're doing it.
I don't know what I said the first time if we did play this game, but now I'm saying in my intro, I'm looking at a location that was used in The Godfather. That's what I want to
Yes.
I want to be in front of the restaurant where Michael shot the Captain McCluskey and Salazzo.
And we can make that happen for you.
I want to be there.
I'd be picking up the stand, looking at the price, and then putting it back.
I'm
The
sorry.
bookstore.
The Strand.
The Strand, thank you.
I thought you were picking up a copy of the Stephen
Stand.
King's The Stand. Famous New Yorker Stephen
Whatever,
King.
cut it, edit it, and post.
No!
Do,
That's
Your
not-
shame is on record.
Right.
That's not how this ever
I will
works.
not be removing anything from the show. I only condense things so they come out in a slightly, snappier rate.
Snappy, wappy, dappy.
I don't take things out of the show.
Would your New York activity just be like you riding the bike? Would that be it?
That's a good one. Yeah, I got the bike, plugging it into the station or something like that. I think that's a good one.
I guess they're all because I don't know your fucking life. But I feel like every time I'm hearing about Kevin in New York, he's on a bike.
Yeah.
I feel like I hear a lot
You can't catch me, man. I'm fucking zipping around.
He's a scooty cutie.
I'm wearing my helmet, and I'm a scooty cutie, and let the record show. Let it stand that I am a scooty cutie.
He's always putting the pedal to the metal.
I live in the fucking bike lane, dog, and it is inconvenient. People have to go around me because
Life
I
is
live
a
there.
bike lane. I'm gonna pedal all night long.
Bling, bling, bling. That's the bike bell. That's what I was doing.
Oh, they don't go ching ching.
Yeah, I guess they do. I don't know what the onomatopoeia is for the bike bell. I was gonna say like a bring bring.
Well, that's phones.
A phone is a bell. A phone is a. I'm sorry, Justin. Who invented the phone? Was it Alexander Graham Bling Bling?
It
No.
was Aldergram ching ching.
It was Meucci, who is referenced in The Godfather Part 3. It's Meucci who invented the telephone.
Oh.
Joey Zaza gives Michael Corleone a reward from the Meucci Foundation, the Italian who invented telephones 1 year before Alexander Graham Bell.
Oh.
But it's said by Joey Zaza, and I don't know that I can trust Joey Zaza.
Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, if I met a guy named Joey Zaza,
Would you-
I'm trusting him as far as I can throw him.
Listener, would you believe anything that Joe Mantegna told you? Would you believe
No.
No, never.
Joe Mantegna, who I believe this is, to my understanding, a true story, found out that Sofia Vergara got divorced. And the second he found out, he hopped on a plane and went to the set of Modern Family to hit on Sofia Vergara, his now wife.
Wow.
It worked,
It
fellas.
worked.
Yeah,
Fellas,
dude.
it worked.
Love is a magical, wonderful, crazy little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as Bill Maher recently said to 2 8-year-olds on his podcast, more like Sophia Viagra, am I right?
Yuck.
Bill Maher said that to children.
Disgusting.
Right next to him.
Yuck. Yuck.
They were like, I don't know, we watch Modern Family. And he's like, oh, that's Sophia Vergara. More like Sophia Viagra. looking at children in the eye.
While blowing weed smoke in
Yeah,
their faces.
Steve-O was going to go on the Bill Maher show, but Steve-O said, "Hey, I'm in recovery. Can you please not smoke weed like right in front of me?" And he's like, "No."
Wow.
So Steve-O did not go on the show.
Yep.
And I obviously team Steve-O in that interaction.
Yeah, no, I don't feel like Steve-O lost anything in that.
Yeah, Steve-O is nothing if not a gracious,
Yeah, a considerate man.
Steve-O is a thoughtful.
Say what you
man.
want about that man who stapled his testicles to his leg, but he was very considerate.
There is
He's humble.
a story that will never fail to make me emotional. Is the story of Johnny Knoxville showing up to Steve-O's house with a bunch of burly guys Johnny Knoxville hired off the internet, and Johnny Knoxville saying, "You're going to rehab, buddy." And I'm like, "We are taking you to rehab."
Oh, wow.
Like, showing up at your friend's house with a bunch of muscle men
A bunch of
to get you the help you refuse to get for yourself
my goodness.
is like so beautiful to me.
It is.
It's just a beautiful. It's like exactly how you expect the jackass guys
Right.
to be in real life.
Hey, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and I'm taking you to rehab. And it's Steve-O, like, trying to...
He's like wriggling out.
Yeah, trying to wriggle out of the arms of these big burly guys. It's like 4 Wardlows, and he just keeps like sliding out of their arms.
Yeah, the guys kept suplexing him. They kept throwing him over his back, giving him F5s, tossing his ass.
Johnny is constantly running in to like tell them, no, you're not supposed to wrestle him. You're supposed to take him to rehab.
Yeah.
And they keep using wrestling moves.
Johnny
on
Knoxville did have a match at WrestleMania. He
Yeah.
had a singles match against Sami Zayn at WrestleMania.
If
Johnny
you-
Knoxville went 1-on-1 at WrestleMania
with
The man knows how to
Sami
take a
Zayn.
hit.
the great Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, yeah, it's fun. It's a fun match.
Yeah,
if
because
you like wrestling and jackass humor, it's a fun match.
I imagine that Venn diagram has a lot of overlap.
Oh yeah, that's a 9. That's mostly a circle.
Almost circle. Yeah, exactly. It's just like a little crooky. It's just
Yeah.
like a little. It's slightly off. There's like someone who's like thinks they're too good for the other thing. The very snooty jackass fans who was like, "I will not subject myself
Oh
to
my!
professional wrestling."
Don't
They're-
they know this is fake?
They're at WrestleMania with the little opera glasses. The jackass fans. I never.
Well, I never. When I was watching.
Or the wrestling fans.
When I was watching Bam Margera guzzle horse cum, I was not expecting this.
There was a funny story a friend told me about. He was going to go to see the movies, and he was going to go see Jackass 2. And
The best Jackass movie.
And his stepdad was trying to be a part of his life. And his stepdad was like, "Why don't I go with you?" And he was like, "I don't think this is going to be your kind of movie."
You're a wrestling fan. You
You're
won't
a
like
wrestling
Jackass.
fan. You wouldn't get it. And
Wouldn't get it.
he went to see which I think like is like the grossest one, like that.
Yeah.
It has a lot of that stuff in it. It has like this whole ending sequence where like someone has a bunch of pubes glued to
Yeah,
their face
when they
pretend to be a terrorist.
It's the real.
Jesus.
Jackass 2 is the real like Empire Strikes Back of the
Yeah.
giant.
It's the
of
darkest.
Jackass,
And
and then the stepdad just like befuddled by the time the movie
Yeah.
was over. He was like, "Well, son, that was a neat movie."
the stepdad going to Jackass 2, watching endless footage of like Bam Margera beating the shit out of his dad.
And they, you know what? I'm gonna step down.
You know what?
I'm gonna step down.
I'm the dad who was going to step up, and I thought better of it.
Stepping
Get
down
up,
now.
stepping down. You're on your own.
I've definitely seen too many hours of Bam Margera
Right.
abuse his father.
I'm
Bill.
not the stepdad. I'm the dad who stepped up and then got hit by a giant hand with powder in it and got knocked down a hallway.
I was going to step up. I was going to be your stepdad. I swear to God. And then you blindfolded me and threw me into a bullfighting ring. A bull knocked me unconscious.
I'm the dad who stepped up into a shopping cart that was then pushed into some hedges.
I was going to step up, I swear to God. And then Chris Pontius in a thong started dancing.
And the crazy thing is, like, all this text fits on shirts, and you can go to any any kind of like mall kiosk
And
buy
get
it.
one.
Yeah, get one.
They just have them. If you go to Mid Rivers Mall in St. Louis,
Yeah.
they just the hot topic, the last physical retail store for Hot Topic at the Mid Rivers Mall in St. Louis. They've got them there.
It's
They
the
have all the
craziest thing.
variants on everything that we just said.
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
regurgitating.
And
marketing
and there's
copy.
some that we can't remember. You know what I mean? There's a
Right.
whole line of them. So.
Yeah. If we were there, we
Yeah,
would be able
exactly.
to.
Yeah.
We'd be able to find it. But boys,
But boys,
it was my turn to choose
yeah,
a movie. I had the distinct honor of choosing the movie that we would watch together.
Yes.
We got done watching it maybe not even an hour ago. And that we would talk about together. And that I didn't take that honor lightly. I really, tried to give this some thought. It didn't take. Co-directed by TV's Kevin Lanigan, featuring TV's Kevin Lanigan as a dead body who moves his foot a little bit.
That's what we call a cameo.
Yeah, exactly. So I decided to do a long gestating option. A film that this is my third viewing of this film.
third time's a charm.
This was a COVID discovery for me, an important COVID discovery. And then previously, I have shown it to Justin. Justin was familiar with this man, but it was very crucial for me to be able to sit next to Vern Tooley as he reacted to 1991's Bruce Willis vanity project, Hudson
I
Hawk.
walked into a trap in my own home.
This whole podcast is a
I
trap.
walked into a trap in my own.
You know that sicko Vern Tooley?
This is
He's
Kevin-
been chopping all those people up.
This movie is the equivalent of 4 burly men.
I was
being
just
brought
going to say,
your
this is Kevin bringing 4 burly men in to wrestle me. Yeah. Wow, yeah. Never seen this movie. I want to say 15 frames into the movie, I realized it was nothing at all like what I expected.
What did you think?
What did you know about Hudson Hawk going in? Like anything that you knew about
The
Hudson Hawk?
only thing I had regarding Hudson Hawk was based on context clues.
Sure.
But context clues based on never having seen a trailer,
Right.
never having seen a poster, this movie only existing as a sometimes flop movie joke.
Yes, it's been shorthand for like a bad movie for a long time.
Yeah.
It's shortlisted on like what are the worst, dumbest movies of all time.
It exists in the same vein of as Waterworld, where the
Yes.
troubled production kind of overshadows
Yeah,
the
right.
actual
There's
movie.
it's not like an indica strain of this type of movie, which is like a Plan 9 from Outer Space, or The Room, but it's more like a sativa. And I feel like,
Where people should know what they're doing.
and I feel like the top 3 answers on this Family Feud board for that type of joke, number 1 with a bullet is Waterworld.
Yeah.
I think number 3 is Hudson Hawk. And what did I think was the second one?
Ishtar,
Ishtar.
is usually
Ishtar.
tossed right in there. Elaine May's
That's-
Ishtar.
that's what it was,
By the way,
Ishtar.
all 3 of those movies quite good and
Yeah.
watchable.
Yeah.
Perfectly functional movies.
functional fine movies. It's just one of those times where like the press gets ahead of the movie, and for some reason people hear about a movie having like a troubled production and they just start rooting for it to fail.
Yes.
And there are times where a movie has been able to overcome this perception, like in Apocalypse Now, like, they're 18 months overdue, millions of dollars over budget, you know what I mean?
But boy, have the press held a grudge.
Yes.
That, like, he pulled it off.
Yeah.
They're really
boy,
pissed at
yeah,
him about
yeah.
it. So there's all that. But this is Hudson Hawk. This movie comes out in 1991. Bruce Willis is one of the biggest movie stars in the world.
Yes.
Hot off of Die Hard.
Exactly.
Hot
So
off of
Bruce
Moonlighting.
Willis, who was once like a TV star on the show Moonlighting with Sybil Shepherd, and he was a pretty successful TV star on that show. But they're like, TV stars don't do movies, like
Silly boy.
you don't go do movies, you idiot.
Don't bring up Michael J. Fox. Don't bring him
Don't
up.
bring him up. He's not relevant to this conversation.
Don't bring him
He's
up.
the one guy who did it. And then Bruce Willis goes off. He stars in Die Hard. It's a gigantic smash hit. It's also a movie that rules. It's
Yeah.
really fucking good.
It's fucking Die Hard. You know it.
Yeah, you're aware of Die Hard. And Bruce Willis takes this incredible new capital and says, okay, in my head, I've created the coolest guy I can think of.
Yeah.
His name is Hudson Hawk. Because Bruce Willis has always attributed the success of Die Hard to John McClane's quote-unquote Jersey humor. His Jersey sarcasm. His Jersey... And don't get me wrong, that's a beloved part of the character John McClane. I would not say it's like the main driving engine for why everyone thinks Die Hard is good. But what Bruce Willis supposes is, what if we built the whole plane out of the Jersey humor?
Yeah.
Out of the Jersey. So he comes up with the coolest guy you can think of, Hudson Hawk, a cat burglar with like 4 earrings in his right ear.
Loves cappuccino.
Loves cappuccinos. Knows the length of every song.
Yeah.
Hudson Hawk does his capers by timing them out to songs. And when I say that, you, the listener, go, oh, they like put in headphones and they listen to the song a Baby Driver situation.
Right.
No. Bruce Willis as Hudson Hawk and Danny Aiello conduct their heists while singing songs out loud.
Yes.
Which is the moment where I felt Vern Tooley kind of slip away into the darkness.
No. It was... No, the moment... Okay, there was already the first disruption when this, like, slick caper movie, which also markets itself as like a kind of normal 90s like crime movie.
Yeah, like
it's always
entrapment or
right.
That's what
it's
I was
always
gonna
Bruce
say.
in his like black fedora.
That's what I was
like.
gonna...
This is the Thomas Crown affair.
That's,
exactly.
That's what I was gonna say. The only thing I had known about this movie was context clues put together by its like third place status as like
a joke
movie, and then the other context being like thumbnails for Hudson Hawk on like the internet, and it's always him in the hat.
Yeah.
Oh, he loves the hat.
He loves the hat. It's kind of almost malpractice to use that image to represent the movie.
100%. And I always
this movie cold opens with Leonardo da Vinci inventing alchemy.
Literally on like a storybook.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, it opens like Disney's Robin Hood or something.
With a voiceover by Will Conrad, the narrator of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah. It opens up a magic storybook of Hudson Hawk.
It just always to me, just based on like
the best movie ever made.
Based on the thumbnail, it always to me looked like it was more like a Catch Me If You Can.
Yes.
For sure.
Like sort of like slick pickpocket movie.
Yes.
Some sort. That's
the Grifters with John Cusack.
Must have slipped right off your neck. I was always thinking like that's what it was, and
it's so supremely not.
It's not that at all.
No.
It's a frankly bizarre movie. Every fucking 10 seconds they are introducing some new and bizarre piece of this movie. You know, so Leonardo da Vinci invents alchemy. That's the cold open. That's okay. We're doing that while the credits are playing.
But that's a Joe Silver thing. Joe Silver had for years wanted to do an alchemy movie because he thought alchemy was something that all of
audiences love converting elements to gold.
Audiences love it, folks.
No, it was like a prestige thing.
Alchemy movie.
He was obsessed with how like Isaac Newton was obsessed with alchemy, and he thought like, listen, all the history's greatest minds think about alchemy. We need to do which is why I need to make a movie about alchemy.
This is like John Peters and the Giant Spider that he wanted to put in Superman, and it ends up in Wild Wild West. He's like, I need to get my alchemy in there somewhere. And so he ends up putting it in Hudson Hawk. Hudson Hawk, a New Jersey cat burglar who's being released from prison.
We all long to see something that means something to us turned into a Burger King kids meal toy, like the spider from Wild Wild West.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
That's very important.
It's
you
the dream of every filmmaker is to see something.
Go to a Burger King while Wild Wild West is in theaters, and you come home with the replica glasses that he sold, and the Spider Happy Meal toy, like, you made out like a bandit at that Burger King.
Absolutely. You and your friends Kidvid, all the other members of the Burger King Kids Club. But, yes, so Hudson Hawk is released from prison. He's immediately entrapped by his parole officer, who goads him into committing a heist at an auction house.
Right.
At the horse auction.
Right. But that's because the parole officer works for the Mario Brothers.
Right. Which is not a joke that Hudson Hawk gets because he has been in prison for the entire lifespan of Nintendo, the video game company. So he does not know what Nintendo is. All he knows is he wants his cappuccino.
He went into prison the moment they started development on Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
On the other side of the earth, as he was going behind bars,
They started.
Shigeru Miyamoto and his crack team at Nintendo were working on a game that would change the world.
Yeah, so they're the Mario Brothers. They get Hudson Hawk's attention by, in a crowded, full bar, shooting the cappuccino out of his hand with a gun.
Yes.
That no one in the bar seems to notice or care about.
because it's silenced.
That doesn't. That's not how silencers work.
It's not. Yeah.
It's just another crazy
And also,
day in the five-tone bar.
you've ever been in a bar and like someone has dropped a glass, like the room goes like, whoa. Like, and if a cup shattered in a man's hand, like, people would notice or care. Not in Hudson Hawk.
A silencer makes it sound like instead of an airplane taking off right next to your ear, like a NASCAR race takes place next to your ear.
It does not. I understand that movies make it a whisper quiet, it's always going
like a little pea shooter.
Yeah, that's what it makes it sound like. But a silencer on a real gun, exactly like you said, like sounds like instead of a NASA rocket launch, it sounds like a helicopter taking off.
It goes from all capitals bang to just capital B bang,
but with like 3 exclamation points.
Yeah,
that's the downgrade that it's making. But yeah, so they get his attention that way, and he has to rob. He has to rob the horse objects auction.
Yeah.
An auction of all horse-themed paintings, horse-themed statues.
He has to steal a Leonardo da Vinci horse statue and replace it with a fake.
The last thing that Leonardo da Vinci ever worked on with his mortal hands.
Yeah.
This
horse statue.
This bust of a horse. It's not even a large statue. If I'm saying horse statue, the audience goes, "Oh, the size of a horse." No, it's like a knickknack you bought at the Pottery Barn.
No, it's the size of like an anime figure.
Yes,
I don't know.
Like it's the size of a Gundam.
If folks at home have watched the Brady Bunch, and the plot of the first Brady Bunch movie or the second one, there's a horse statue in Carol Brady's living room, and it looks like that.
It's about that. It might go on a coffee table.
Yeah.
I've got a little Christmas decoration that's like 3 foot high, and like that horse is maybe that tall.
Not easy.
It's like that's
people
like
are
twice
like
as
holding
tall,
it like in
that's
front of
true,
themselves.
It's like the size of like a computer monitor.
Yeah.
There you go.
Monitor.
Yeah. But it's a horse.
It's a horse.
And he steals it by while singing
Swinging on a Star.
Swinging on a Star, which is again like so Danny Aiello's running different songs against Hudson Hawk, and Hudson Hawk is listing exact run times from the top of his brain, which is how you know Hudson Hawk loves trains. That motherfucker takes the train every fucking day.
Yes.
If you know the exact length of like Whitney Houston singing the national anthem, which is like one of the crazy ones.
No, but at the Super Bowl 17.
At a particular Super Bowl, so I guess that was like pressed to in a pre-YouTube era. If you really wanted to own the national anthem, I gotta hear this thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was released as a single because like so many people
it was so good
moved by the American spirit by it.
Wow,
you can go on Spotify
right
now and listen to that.
Wow,
it does exist.
That's beautiful.
I thought it was very funny whenever that reveal occurred for multiple reasons, and not that like. This isn't like when George Lucas went into Star Wars and made the Ewoks blink because he was like, people aren't going to fucking believe this if these guys don't blink. He's like, people will buy that these are their little critters that run around, but he won't buy that they don't blink.
It makes them less creepy because them having these shark eyes and little teeth.
I love those nasty
It's
little
all
guys.
good. But it made me laugh because like I just recently cut a live performance of a song by an artist to the studio version of that same song by that same artist, and the two did not
They're
match.
different in time entirely.
They're completely different. And I just thought, I was like,
Hudson Hawk is doing that with no backing.
He's doing
track.
that with
He's doing
no-
it a cappella, keeping like exact measured time in his head. Like, you know, some song where like you have 40 measures of rest and you just have to like count that in your head.
he does it live to tape, and he knows exactly how much.
He knows
tape is
exactly
on.
what he needs. Exactly. So they commit the heist. There's a great transition because at the end of the heist they have to jump off the roof. Classic heist exit strategy. And as like they're about to like rip through the cabana, you know, on the apartment complex below, it like smash cuts to Hudson Hawk landing in the Mario Brothers living room, but like bits of ceiling and detritus like fall down
It's
with
a
him
real
as well.
Edgar Wright transition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is like great. Like you're just really not expecting that from this movie.
No.
As the movie slowly starts to become a complete fucking cartoon.
Yes.
Because right after that comes in the British butler with Assassin's Creed hidden blades, who starts like chopping people's heads off.
He and Will Ospreay were both recently inducted into the Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, Justin, this is what we were going to show you earlier. Was that at the biggest wrestling show of the year, one of like the main event stars of AEW came out to like a 5-minute entrance narrated by Ezio Auditore de Firenze from the Assassin's Creed video game franchise, where he's like, Will Ospreay, we have been watching you for some time.
Oh.
You are a great assassin.
And he came out in the garb, and he's got the
got the
logo
hood.
tattooed on
Yeah,
his-
he has the tattoo on.
So, like,
one
so
of his
he's like a
moves-
real fan.
One of his major moves is called the Hidden Blade.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a huge Assassin's Creed nerd, and he had that happen at like the biggest wrestling show of the year.
They
It was
pulled
so
from-
Good
funny.
for him.
They pulled
That's
their
so
inspiration from all the great pieces of British royalty: the Queen, the Beatles, Mr. Bean, and Assassin's Creed.
Ezio Auditore de Firenze.
Cool. A game made by a French studio.
starring in Italian.
Yeah, they did British Assassin's Creed.
You know, he
But,
was fighting for. He was trying to bring back the international title.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And what is more
Directly.
international than a
Okay.
British man and an American
That's
company
so true.
celebrating a French-made video game by an Italian?
Trying to take back the international title, which was being called the American title on a red, white, and blue belt. Wrestling is really it's the greatest thing in the world. Next to Hudson Hawk, of
Yes,
course.
of
But because
course,
I like
of
wrestling,
course.
I hate Jackass. But so Hudson Hawk is getting double-crossed. He discovers that the horse that they stole appears to have been replaced at the auction, and Hudson Hawk will not let this stand. He has his pride. He's like, I don't like being jerked around. I stole this horse. What do you mean the horse is still there? So he goes to the actual auction, like North by Northwest, where he runs into a foxy
the Vatican's top archaeologist.
right, played by Andy McDowell. You know Andy McDowell,
Yeah.
listeners.
She looks like my friend Sophie.
She looks like Vern's friend Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like Margaret Qualley, her daughter. She looks like that.
Yeah.
And she's always talking like this. You know, she's Andy McDowell. But I'm the Vatican's. I'm from Vatican City, Italy. I'm Andy McDowell. I was born in the Vatican. Hawk'tuah, spit on that thing, she said.
Oh my.
Hudson Hawk'tuah.
Hudson Hawk'tuah.
So he runs afoul.
That's
of,
also where
of
he
Andy
sees a
McDowell.
bunch of colorful characters.
Oh, yes,
all
that's where
eating
we
candy
And if
bars.
you rearrange the letters of Tua, it's Utah.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Whoa.
But yes, there's several quite frankly goons
There's some real goons. It's a goon-filled picture. It's a picture with a
Yes.
lot of good goons. And all of these goons are eating branded chocolate bars. One of them is eating a Snickers. One of them is eating a Butterfinger. One of them is eating an Almond Joy. And one of them is eating a Kit Kat bar. Those are the candy bar crew. The candy bars, as they are called throughout the film. As they are led by James P. Waternoose from the Monsters Inc. film, James Coburn,
And
Playing George Kaplan, the fake spy from North by Northwest.
Northwest. But yes, so he runs the candy bar crew, who he doesn't really know like what their deal is yet. But they're a real interesting set of personage. One of them never speaks and develops a penchant for elaborate costumes and disguise. He's played by David Caruso from CSI Miami.
Well, like he mimics. He's always dressed up as like other people.
Right. And so at one point he dresses up like Hudson Hawk. At one point he dresses up like Andy McDowell. And at one point he dresses up like a big statue.
Yeah, and he only speaks in like index cards.
In printed, like professionally printed.
like
business card sized cards, and he will hand them to you, and it will say something like really context specific.
But context specific, but still kind of a vague clue,
Right.
as
Yes.
to like what Hudson Hawk needs to be doing.
Yes,
Or
exactly.
what's happening to Hudson Hawk.
But again, he had these like pre-printed. Like he had these like he went on like one of those websites. So you get like he went on Vistaprint and he got a bunch of cards.
No. What he did is he had a list of phrases, went to the like Kinko's and had them printed with like an index card saying "print these, please."
Yes. And there's Butterfinger. Who
he's
is
so big.
a gigantic lunkhead who is too dumb to live.
Yeah,
But
I
he's
kept-
got such a good mullet.
I kept thinking he was Robert Zadar, but it's not Robert.
He's
Zadar.
got a hell of a chin.
Yeah, he's got a real chin. The movie is largely set in Rome, but he keeps calling it France.
He's been told multiple times that he's in Italy, but he still thinks
Yeah.
he's in France.
He doesn't get it. He's very stupid.
He's
He
a
can't
vi-
wrap his brain around.
His idea of high literature is green eggs and ham.
Yes, and they tell him to read Green Eggs and Ham, but they didn't specify read it to yourself. And they, after he dropped a few bars of Green Eggs and Ham, then they tell him like, no, read it to yourself.
Yeah. That's Butterfinger. And then
Oh, and he's clumsy.
Oh,
yeah, he's a big klutz.
So clumsy.
But he's very large, and he keeps calling James Coburn, who is like a military general, or I'm sorry, he's like a CIA director.
Yeah.
He keeps calling him Coach.
Yes,
which
He's a big football boy.
Yeah, he's a big football boy.
He's clumsy. He exits a porta-john, and he accidentally closes the honey bucket door on his suit jacket, and then he just keeps walking. He
Right.
doesn't open the door.
But they show he's strong. Like, this is how they illustrate that he's a big, strong man, by having him drag the porta potty after
But
him.
then he pulls on his suit jacket, and the porta-john falls on top of him.
He's
This
so
is
strong.
This is his true character introduction. And then right after, yes, we've met the candy bars, and then in comes Richard E. Grant and Sandra Bernhardt.
Yes.
As our antagonists.
As live action villains from Aardman Animation. Just live.
yeah, they
action.
really want to cook those chickens into pie.
Yes.
Yeah.
They will be in the next. They will be in stop motion claymation form. They will be villains in the next Wallace and Gromit movie.
Yes. You have
They're
almost
rich.
never seen two actors turned up to 11.
Yes.
As hard as these two are for every second of their screen time.
They are rich, they are horny, and
They
they are cruel.
I don't know if this will mean anything to you guys, but on top of reminding me of Aardman Animation, they reminded me of the antagonists of Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Can't say I'm familiar.
The Claire Redfield Sega Dreamcast. What was once a Sega Dreamcast exclusive, and they moved it to PS2. But they have big enemies from Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Yeah, they're definitely Albert Wesker coded. They're definitely Umbrella Corporation adjacent. So that starts happening, and then Hudson Hawk saves Andy McDowell from being crushed by a big pillar because the auction's getting blown up or something. There's a lot happening in this movie. It's hard to recall every detail. But Hudson Hawk gets knocked unconscious in that process and wakes up in a moving ambulance with the Mario Brothers. He sticks one of the Mario Brothers with a face full of syringes, and then flies out of the back of the ambulance on the gurney. And he is he's speeding down the New York freeway on this gurney, like dodging cars as
the movie's
as the ambulance
first big action
Yes.
sequence.
This is when like Vern's soul really started to leave his body.
And this is what audiences were promised when they were when they were told, go see the new Bruce Willis action movie.
Yeah. You loved Die Hard, right?
You loved Die
Hard. And you loved Die Hard 2, which has also come out at this point. Now see Bruce Willis on a hospital gurney barreling down the highway at top speed as a woman pulls beside him and says, "Hey, mister, you gonna die?"
When he's barreling down the highway, sees a toll booth, and pulls out exact change and throws it in.
Well, first off, someone throws a cigarette at him.
And he
catches it. Someone driving a car throws a cigarette out their window. He, on a hospital gurney, holding on to just like a hospital blanket, catches the cigarette in his hand. It's still lit. He puts it in his mouth. He takes a drag. He throws away because it's menthol.
He's like, "Ew, menthol."
Then the lady says, "Hey, mister, you're going to..." And she looks like the lady that Chevy Chase is horny for in National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yes.
She's in a red sports car, and she's like, "Hey, mister, you're going to die." Then he sees...
She asks it as a question.
Right.
She asks, "Hey, mister, are you gonna die?"
And then he sees a toll booth. He happens to have the exact change.
He pulls out.
He sees that they need the exact change. He's going through the toll booth. He throws the change. Again, he's traveling down the interstate, and there's the wind resistance. But even then, he can still throw the exact change perfectly so that it lands in the thing of the toll booth, activating the arm so he can pass through and not get a ticket.
It is, simply put, one of the greatest sequences ever put to film. It's truly it's breathtaking. If you are trying out Hudson Hawk knowing nothing, it's really the moment where it either breaks you or you lock in like you've never locked in before.
I've done a bunch of research for this episode, and I've listened to a bunch of commentaries from the director and the two screenwriters. And
Justin does so much work for this.
I know, yeah.
Justin really it's not.
Did you watch this? Did you watch this movie another time right before?
Because you usually
no,
watch
I
it two
did.
times.
No, I didn't. No, but to compensate for that, I did a bunch of just research.
You went through the screenwriter's garbage.
Justin in the library with microfiche, reading old articles about Hudson Hawk.
And I also listened to Richard E. Grant, who played one of the horny, evil billionaire villains through his film memoir of this. And every single person who has worked on this movie says, "Man, Bruce Willis loves the Three Stooges." And I think that is the key to this movie.
That's extremely interesting.
Because the highway sequence is not Jersey humor. It's not dry, witty.
You're right. You can imagine Curly on that gurney.
Yeah, it's not dry, in the face of adversity comedy. It's shtick.
And you could see Larry with a bunch of syringes sticking out of his face.
Yeah, you could see Mo, throwing away the cigarette because it's a menthol.
Right. Mo's hitting the exact change. Mo's operating that, right? The Stooges are on 3 different hospital gurneys.
Separate gurneys.
Who are barreling down the highway.
And the stoogeness only ramps up the longer the movie goes. So we go from the early, very understated, kind of sassy, but actually very John McClane, kind of smirky thing, to ending with bug eyes, big like jaws going
like cartoon sound effects. Like he
Right.
knocks two people's heads together like coconuts, and it goes gonk.
Yeah, it plays coconut dot wave.
like
whenever
someone
he does
throws a life preserver over a pole and it makes like a
Clang.
ding. No, it makes a like prize winning ding on like a
boxing bell
strongman
ding, yeah.
game.
Yeah, it makes a ding. Like this movie is so crazy. There's a scene where
And we're like
Bruce-
only like 20 minutes in.
I know. There's a scene where like Bruce Willis like falls out of a window, lands on a bus covered in chickens, rides the chicken bus for a while, jumps off, lands perfectly at the Italian restaurant where his date is waiting
like
for him.
lands in the chair across from her at the table
And she's
sitting
just
in.
like, "Oh hi, I didn't think you were coming."
Yeah. And it's all very...
I'm from the Vatican. I'm from Vatican City.
I'm from the Vatican.
I work for the Pope.
I'm from Vatican City, Louisiana. And yeah, so that's the movie that you're working with here, and you just keep reaching points throughout the movie, and you say, well, surely that's it. Surely they're going to run out of weird bullshit to throw at me, but like they're in the secret Vatican underground postal office, and the Vatican only communicates through radios that look like Christ statues that glow.
Yeah,
in
they
time.
glow like a fucking Dick Tracy radio.
Like Christmas lights, if you time it to like in time with the song.
Yeah, the like sound activated lights that like blink and
But
come
it's
on.
the
no, it
crucified
lights up like
Jesus.
Commissioner Gordon's phone.
But it's the crucified Jesus.
But it's a little crucifix of Jesus.
So like Hudson Hawk and Andy McDowell, who is a nun,
Yeah,
are like
she's undercover.
Yeah, is fixing to start getting busy, and then the Jesus statue starts glowing.
Come in.
Mayday, mayday! Problem at the Vatican.
Yeah, she gives mission briefings to her, like this like cardinal, but through like a confessional.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah,
confessional
which is cool.
booth.
That's
Yeah,
cool. Right, because we haven't mentioned to our audience, Hudson Hawk gets knocked unconscious by the CIA, put in a big box, and mailed to Rome.
Yes.
Is put in a box and mailed to Rome.
This is after the conclusion of the Gurney sequence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, surely I know what this movie
Yeah, no.
is now. Like,
They-
he's going to be tête-à-tête
Yes.
with, the CIA and all these
Yeah,
different
yeah, he
people.
meets,
the Mario
James
brothers have
Coburn.
exploded.
I mean, Jay Colbert. Oh, also there were two other candy bar people who were Snickers and Almond Joy are just competent.
Yeah, they're just like, one of them likes poisons and one of them is
Like,
there.
yeah, one of them just a dick.
Snickers they don't really give
Yeah.
a lot of dimension to Snickers.
He doesn't do like a Weasley laugh like you think he would.
Right, like a Snicker.
But yeah, I remember he comes out of this like shipping crate, and
In like a totally empty apartment.
Yeah.
and if I recall correctly, he doesn't get handcuffs put on him. But I remember like when they were closing the crate on him, I thought it was gonna be stamped with a thing that said like direct mail to federal prison.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
But he wakes up in a hotel room, and my dumbass, I was like, man, that would really fucking hurt to get tossed around in a shipping container. What a, it's like a silly, but like what a fun little like action movie, thing. And then it's revealed that he was shipped from the United States to Rome.
His apartment is next to the Colosseum.
Colosseum.
He exits to the Colosseum. Right, and then he, there's like the evil lair with the table shaped like an M because the bad guy's last name begins with M. Bruce Willis makes a joke about a dog jerking him off.
Right, because the bad guys have a dog named Bunny who just huffs
Sandra
his balls.
Bernhardt keeps saying ball.
Yeah.
She'll throw a ball and she says ball. But then Bunny goes after Bruce Willis's nuts, his testicles. And they pull Bunny away, and Hudson Hawk says, "Oh, come on, give her another 2 minutes. I was almost there."
This movie is always searching for what is the funniest thing it can do in that moment.
Yes.
And the main character, Hudson Hawk, is always doing that.
He has to be the funniest guy.
And when you are a person who likes trains, who where it's a core tenet of your personality, where you have to be the funniest guy in the room, and you're looking for the funniest thing you can do. Sometimes you have to make a gross joke like that.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
a dog.
Right.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the only joke you can make whenever a dog is biting on your balls
Right.
is haha, I'm enjoying it.
Sometimes you have to see, like, a woman be aggressive in a couple and say, I know who wears the penis in the family.
No, where's the penis in that
We know who
family?
straps in the family.
I know. I just I've just heard so many people like dismiss this movie over the years. Like, how did this get made? Did this movie?
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think they really appreciated it. And I'm like, I really just don't understand how you could watch this movie and not at least admire what it's trying to do.
And
a movie where like someone blows up in a car crash and shows up later fine and just says, airbags!
Right. Well, okay, so this movie was supposed to be the anti-action film. Like, people
Is
went...
there an uncle action film?
No, but there's a Mrs. Uncle action film.
Okay.
They went into this saying, like, we want to do a parody of James Bond. Right. Well, like, that draws on just, like, all sorts of spy movies.
He's
draws on
pre-Austin Powers.
Mission
North by Northwest.
Mission
It draws on...
accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. I would say
Yeah.
B minus.
As
But,
far
like,
as pure parody
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
Well, like, that's part of why James Coburn is in this. James Coburn did a very successful Bond parody called Flint.
in like Flynn.
called Monsters, Inc.
No, not in like Flint, but I
Oh.
think it's called Flint. And like the do sound effect.
Well,
that's
there's-
from the movie.
In like Flint and Flint are the same thing. You guys are talking
Yes.
about the same thing.
Okay.
Oh, we are.
Oh,
okay.
Henry.
You guys are talking about exactly
There's
the
Yes.
same
two
thing.
Flynn movies.
Yes,
isn't
Yes,
there?
there's
you're right,
multiple
you're right.
movies.
It's in like Flint. It's from that series, and that was a big inspiration.
And
on
Austin
this.
Powers says, in like Flint, that's my favorite movie.
Yes.
The original Casino Royale was a big influence on
Yes.
this movie.
Wow. Someone was influenced by the Casino Royale
Yeah.
that has Woody Allen in it.
Yeah, yeah, and
Peter
Orson
Sellers.
Welles.
And Peter Sellers and Orson Welles. A lot of people in that movie.
Yeah.
I've just never heard anyone say it was good. I've just
No.
never heard anyone say, I watched that Casino Royale from the 60s and it was good and I liked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that.
Well, you don't have to take inspiration
James
to say
Bond's
it's good.
first movie.
That
It's the first movie with James Bond in it.
that theme song to Casino Royale by Herb Halpert.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the Tijuana Brass. It's so.
And
good.
so, like,
I love that so much.
So much of this movie was meant to subvert tropes of the action film.
And
For
this is,
for
this is
example,
directed by Michael Lehman.
Yes.
Who did Heathers, which is itself like a subversion of
Yes.
the teen movies and teen dramas.
And like this original project was like originally kind of a very die-hardy thing. It's Joe Silver, the producer of Die Hard, with I forget his name, but with the original writer
Stephen
of Die
E.
Hard.
D'Souza.
Yeah, Stephen D'Souza.
Stephen E. D'Souza.
Stephen E.
I believe it's
D'Souza.
also Joel
John
Silver.
Joel
Philip
Silver, excuse me.
Sousa. John Philip Sousa.
Yeah, John Philip
Yeah.
Sousa.
Where his film was about marching.
Right.
Ants marching.
Who was the original writer of Die Hard, where it was the original writer on Hudson Hawk. And then stuff got shuffled around, and Mike Lehman brought in his writing partner on Heathers to punch up the script. And that's when it got a lot sillier, a lot wackier, and it became a lot more about playing with the action movie. That's why his friend shows up at the end, because that doesn't happen. They're not. He's supposed to stay dead, and he just comes up and says, "Yeah, I survived." Isn't that crazy?
Airbags!
Sprinkler system in the car. It triggered.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when Richard Dreyfuss shows up again at the end of Jaws or something.
Yeah.
You're like, well, you died. I saw it.
Right.
Like, you can't just tell me you did die. I know you did, but it doesn't. He comes back at the end.
Like that's the initial reason why the romantic interest was a nun, because because the hero usually gets the girl, but here, what if he can't? And then due to like executive meddling,
he
they
gets the
fuck.
girl anyway.
They fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
They fuck hard. Yeah, Andy McDowell basically says God wants me to fuck you. God wants us. Well, God wants us
The
to
Lord
get.
And they
works
look up
in-
at the sky and hear like a heavenly choir for confirmation.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Works through Andy McDowell,
works through
nun
Andy.
and archaeologist.
Yes.
Andy McDowell.
And
For
secret
some
agent.
people, Andy McDowell saying she wanted to know them biblically would be an answer to prayer.
Yeah, I can't disagree.
This is my theory. This is how I think about it. Tell me what you guys think. Your Naked Guns that exist, and your airplanes, they all have, like, Zucker sense of humor.
Yes.
And then you can kind of find, like, you know, the branching paths. You can find where they, like, link up with Pat Proft, and that's when you get, like, Hot Shots Part 2. But all those movies kind of feel the same because they've all got the same sense of humor. This is kind of like a Naked Gun movie, but with a Simpsons sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's got a very, like, Simpsons kind of, like, mentality to it. And with that, I was thinking about the James Bond thing. A lot of the James Bond, like, henchman types in this feel like Punch-Out characters.
Yes.
Just,
Yeah.
like, broad stereotypes of what that henchman would be.
Those
in a James
two
Bond
red-headed
movie.
twins and the butler with 2 Assassin's Creed hidden blades who chops his own head off at the end accidentally by falling upon his many blades.
And he's not going to that hat convention in July.
Guess you're not going to
It's like he's...
hat convention.
So much of this movie is improvised by Bruce Willis.
The guy
you have
gets
to
his-
understand why so much of, like, the dialogue in this movie is so weird. It's because Bruce wanted to do something else.
He's ad-libbing.
A guy...
Let Bruce work.
Spoiler alert for this movie. A guy gets his head cut off, and Bruce Willis's, like, cute, funny action line after that isn't, like... You know, it's not an...
Don't lose your
Olivia-
head.
Yeah,
It's
or
not
heads up.
You know, like, in... I think it's in Commando, where Schwarzenegger kills the guy on the airplane and puts a pillow underneath his head and puts a blanket on him and says, "Please do not disturb my friend. He's dead tired. Let off some steam."
Right, when the guy gets a steam pipe
Whenever
through him.
Hudson Hawk, it's time for him to deliver one of those. And he says, with all the charisma of a Schwarzenegger or a Stallone, he says, looks like you won't be looks like you'll be missing that hat convention in July.
Hat convention.
And
It's a
July.
real. Where did you get those clothes at the toilet store?
Yeah.
And he says it like he's like, I just fucking like
Nailed this dude.
dragged this guy to the pits of hell with my joke. He's so proud of it.
Yeah.
That hat convention.
But it's, you know, because we all are familiar with the cultural touchstones of hat convention.
right. We all have been to the many hat
We-
conventions.
yeah.
Like I'm missing this year's, you know, because I'm busy and I don't want to
Because
get the
you're
con
here,
crud. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm usually at the hat convention at this time of year.
I gotta see what drops this season.
I don chapeau.
At Chapeau Fest.
Yeah. Chapcon.
At Capcom, yeah.
Capcom.
We have to go to Capcom.
Oh, speaking of Resident Evil, Capcom.
Capcom.
Yes, but so that's this crazy, stupid, silly movie that I made these boys watch. It's a favorite of mine. I love this stupid fucking movie, and I really like showing it to new people. Like hearing the moments where like my friend Vern was losing his mind was very funny to me.
Seeing what, like, you know,
I wish I wrote down every time. Like I got to
the one that I
experience-
think really like I know when something really sticks with Vern is when he just starts like kind of repeating it under his breath. And the one that he like, and Vern barely talked in this movie.
Yeah,
he
he's
like
very
I
respectful.
didn't want to miss anything.
And-
I
but
didn't want to miss anything.
the one thing that he like had to speak up and comment on was watching the Pope watch Mr. Ed.
He's watching Italian Mr.
Yes.
Ed.
So at one point, Hudson Hawk is escaping the Vatican, and while he's escaping the Vatican on the rooftops, he bumps the Vatican satellite dish. Now, think about this for a minute. The Vatican's TV satellite dish. It cuts to interior Pope John Paul II's chambers at the Holy See, Vatican City, Vatican City, Rome, night, and John Paul II is watching Mr. Ed. And this
With
is
an
dumb,
Italian
but
dub.
it's not dumb because it's an Italian dub of Mr. Ed. The filmmakers thought, and he interrupt the static. There's a brief moment of static interference with the Pope's viewing of Italian Mr. Ed, and And the Pope is concerned about it for a moment. But then Mr. Ed continues back on. And then we just move on.
Move on.
We never see the Pope again. They hired an actor. They had
Dressed him
the
up as the
wardrobe
Pope,
team.
yeah.
They created a set. They created like the Pope's chamber set for 2 shots. And then they kept on going. That got me. And the other moment that really got me is there's a moment it hit my brain the same way that my brain got hit whenever Indiana Jones appeared in Toga Times. Where, like, I kind of forgot the movie around me, and, like, the suspense was so great that I was, like, leaning into the screen. And it was a sequence where, I can't remember exactly where, like, they're trying to steal something, where they're trying to take something away. And at the end of that sequence, they cut to, because they're in Italy, an Italian guy dumping out spaghetti from a thermos.
He came to work. That's his work
came
life.
to work, and
Like
he
you or I might bring coffee or soup in a thermos.
Right.
He brought hot spaghetti.
He brought hot
onto
spaghetti
a plate.
and he dropped it onto a plate, and it's unbelievable because they get so close to the margins of putting a joke on a joke to cancel it out, but they just narrowly just pixel perfect execution to not put a joke on a joke, because the thermos looks like a big piece of bread.
Yeah.
Like,
it looks like an Italian
It looks
loaf.
like an Italian bread, but it's just enough removed from looking like that it's not a joke on top of a joke.
Yeah.
But I was leaning into the screen watching this thing that happened, and I was thinking, like, Mangold's got me. Like I thought whenever I was watching Indiana Jones, but then in the moment where Indiana Jones would have appeared in Toga Times, the moment my brain would have recognized that's when I recognized, like, this motherfucker just dumped spaghetti out of the thermos. And it just, like, ejector seated me out of, like, oh, I forgot what movie we were watching. And that one really tickled
I was
me.
watching a movie where, like, Hudson Hawk goes to a fancy Italian restaurant and orders ketchup with his pasta, and the ketchup comes out on ice.
Yeah.
Like it's champagne. Just ketchup.
They just, like, did this action sequence so well that I had forgotten about all, like, quite frankly, the horse shit. Like, leading up to
It's a movie full of horseshit. I'll tell you.
A movie full of, like, fucking around.
Yes,
There's just
yes.
so much fucking around.
This movie, like, which, aside from a couple uses of the word fuck, is basically, like, PG.
It feels like
rated.
a kid's movie, exactly.
Yeah, it
Like,
has the energy of a Saturday morning cartoon.
One
Like,
of-
the bad guys are gangsters, spies,
Yeah,
billionaires, and, like, kind of a secret society.
yeah,
One-
these guys could have menaced Captain Planet or something.
It could have so easily been. This could have so easily been like a show with just like a slick main character, his paunchy best friend, a smart lady, and in the original drafts and in one draft of this movie, he was Hudson Hawk used to have a pet monkey sidekick named Eddie Jr.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
that James Coburn killed.
No!
And-
Eddie Jr.!
Yes, and and Hudson Hawk didn't know that. Hudson Hawk knew, like, somebody killed Eddie Jr. I'm gonna get this guy. And during the fight between James Coburn and Hudson Hawk at the end, James Coburn reveals, I was the one who killed Eddie Jr. And Hudson Hawk pulls out the little picture of Eddie Jr. he always keeps with him, licks it, slaps it on his forehead, and, like, kicks him off the roof.
Wow.
And that's why when you see James Coburn about to die, you could see the little picture stuck to his forehead.
So you're saying that
It made it to production.
they made it to production?
And they cut it.
They cut out everything having to do with it. Maybe they didn't film, like, a bunch of the monkey stuff.
Or
But
they thought-
but they filmed the stuff with the picture.
Right. Wow, that's crazy.
And I don't...
when James Coburn karate kicks himself off of Da
Yes.
Vinci's
And I-
castle.
Yes.
And I don't think that this could be it. I don't think this is the do movie trivia. I don't think this is it. But it seems like a thing. This is just like is not. It can't be this. But like that cutting the monkey subplot feels like maybe someone attached to this had some level of restraint, and I don't think
Which
that's,
is not
I
shared
don't-
at most levels of the Hudson
No,
Hawk
like
experience.
this feels like a Jackie Chan Adventures show or like a Lupin the Third show. Like just big wacky stuff with we're chasing artifacts all around the world.
I was
that
reminded
kind of
a lot
energy.
of Tintin watching
Yes.
this, because they have that like secret of the unicorn thing,
Yeah.
where the thing that we are trying to steal is holding the
real
the
thing
real treasure inside.
Exactly. It's Tintin. It's Carmen Sandiego.
Where in the world is Hudson Hawk? I have a new show.
Yeah, well,
He's
he was
been
in
all
Rome.
around the world, from New Jersey to the Vatican. But it's a beautiful
It's such
film.
a great film.
It really lacks, as Vern said, subtlety in every way.
Everyone is chewing the scenery.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
The romantic lead at the end does dolphin sounds multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
Andy McDowell doing dolphin sound.
Was she being tortured, and that's why she was doing the
I
sounds?
She was
under the
pretending
impression,
like the nerve dart
Okay.
had an adverse effect on her.
Okay.
She was pretending it made her go cuckoo crazy.
Thank you.
You mentioned the minimal use of the F word in it, and I will say
These
that
are like 4 or 5.
one of the instances in which they do swear is one of my favorite lines in the movie, which is when it appears as though the nefarious plan by the bad guys is going well, and Sandra Bernhard yells, "Eureka, motherfucker!" That was very funny to me.
The great Sandra Bernhard.
That she said such a highbrow, like, "We've done it," followed by such a lowbrow, "We've done it." Eureka, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's beautiful. This movie is poetry. It has art, lines that Robert Towne could have written. Or Patty Chayefsky.
I will say, for me, for this movie, there's a brief moment where the filmmaking team realize, holy fuck, we've been going 75 miles per hour and we're like in a school zone. And they fucking pump the brakes real hard because they're like, we have to get some exposition out. We've been doing all bits for a while.
None of this makes sense.
We have to we have to speed run through some execution, some exposition real quick. And so they shut off the valve, they turned the valve of the joke valve to half capacity just to get some of that.
Yeah.
It's around the point where the second, because it's they're trying to collect these 3 lumpy crystal shards. Mm-hmm. They look like the inside of a geode or something like that. And they cut one out of the binding of a book that is not remotely thick enough to contain the device they pull out of it.
Leonardo's Codex.
Yes, of course, Leonardo's Codex. This really is the Da Vinci Code. The Da Vinci Code is already the Da Vinci Code for idiots.
Yes.
This is the Da Vinci Code for even dumber idiots.
No, for babies.
Even stupider idiots.
Yeah. This is this is the Da Vinci Code for people that wear soup cans as hats.
If you have ever worn a big boot on your head instead of a hat, this is your Da Vinci
If you've
Code.
ever worn a rain barrel for clothes, this is the movie for you.
Yeah, you might be interested in a scene where Hudson Hawk gets into a fight with a little girl who looks exactly like a grown woman. Crushes her stuffed animal in Animus.
I was under the impression that she was part of the plot.
No,
she's just a nasty little girl who was on a tour at the Vatican.
Right.
Just a
Who
nasty
again
little
looks
brat.
like if Sherry O'Terry was playing a small child or something. Hudson Hawk throws her stuffed animal into a security, shuts down the Vatican, puts an emergency state on at the Vatican.
That
to fuck with this
cage,
little
that
girl.
piece of production design of
It was
that
really
cage
cool.
was it looked like a chandelier that was hanging up, and it inversed so that the top part that was mounted to the ceiling became the base of the cage.
Yeah,
And
it was really cool.
It was very clever production. They put some effort into that, and then they immediately hit you with the spaghetti coming out of the thermos, and it's like hitting a pothole going at 75 miles per hour, because I was just Mangold's got me, and then I see the spaghetti come out of the thermos. and it was Indiana Jones and Toga times all over again.
He doesn't belong there.
He doesn't belong there.
How do you even get there? I haven't seen that movie.
Time travel.
I mean, I guess so. That would be the way to get
There's
there.
a sequence that's very good, and then it stops being good. It's fine. It's fine.
It goes to Toga time. Oh, man. I don't know. Anything else to say about our friend Hudson Hawk? It really is a movie that must be seen to be believed.
Yeah.
Get some people together.
Like,
pay the rental fee.
We've only described maybe a third of the movie.
No, not even. There's just it's so dense. It's so
very
layered.
dense, yes.
Every scene, every frame of painting, every scene is just like could have been its own movie. Just absolute like cartoon nonsense with no restraint, like no one looking after, no one is minding the store. It's just really like run rampant. It's Bruce Willis coming up with a guy that he thinks is cool. This is Bruce Willis's The Last Witch Hunter, which is that movie where Vin Diesel turned his D&D character into a movie character.
Yes.
This is like Bruce Willis came up with like the coolest guy he could think of when he was 10 years old.
Yes.
And has been wanting to play him his whole career. So he's going to make a movie called Hudson Hawk.
A crooner cat burglar who loves fancy coffee and wearing like 4 earrings.
Yeah, it's like, what's the coolest guy I can imagine? What's the coolest hat I could put on myself?
My friend Kevin was once making fun of me, and he said, something to the extent of this MF, me being the MF, loves writing scripts for movies he has no intention of ever producing.
It's true.
And that is true. Watching Hudson Hawk reminded me a lot of my friend the Captain.
Yeah.
Because there is like a draft of a Captain movie that feels very like let's do a fun little adventure, but let's also do a bunch of really stupid jokes with the
You can make your own Hudson Hawk, and I would love to help you.
Yeah. No. You're talking to the two people most willing to help you do your Hudson Hawk.
To execute that vision.
Yeah.
Your Hudson Hawk starring the Captain. Your close personal friend, the Captain.
The Captain. It'll never happen. But it made me happy that Hudson Hawk exists and that someone did do that.
He's living your dream.
And I don't know. I wish
this movie's so expensive. There's so many like big sets and big stunts.
There were so many delays into making this movie.
Oh, really?
I wish more people's like idealized selves were not Mary Sue's, but instead we're dumb guys like Hudson Hawk.
Yes.
Well, like Hudson Hawk is because he's a he's still wish fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's just the difference between like Hudson Hawk and some other characters from like self-inserts is that like Hudson Hawk sucks.
Yeah. Well, no, but like I feel like that's
He's
kind of
bad at what
The movie has a sense of humor about
right.
our
I think that's
hero,
actually
Hudson Hawk.
part of the fantasy is because again, like Three Stooges. He's
He's a little put upon.
He's a little put
world
upon.
weary.
He can get beat up and still be okay.
Yeah.
Because he makes cartoon robot winding sound effects when he gets kicked.
Right.
In the
He gets
chest.
kicked back and forth.
So he keeps
and then
doing it long after the guy stops kicking him.
because the momentum continues.
Because he's still
he
going.
built up some momentum. He has
Exactly.
a momentum-based fighting system and a fighting game mechanic.
Yeah, it's like Doom Eternal. Hudson Hawk was the original Doom Eternal. But yeah, it's a wonderful, marvelous film, and I regret nothing. I chose wisely, and I was a little nervous until the gurney scene happened, and I felt everyone coming on board, and I feel great about it. Frankly, one of my better picks.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. You laughed a lot.
yeah.
It was like we were kind of late. We were kind of tired, and Hudson Hawk made us laugh a lot.
It did like make me laugh until I cried.
We laughed so much, like your
spaghetti.
dog came in like concerned.
Yeah,
your
yeah.
dog thought we were like being attacked.
My dog does not like
hates the sound of laughter.
She hates like weird sounds, like weird sounds that when we first got my dog, when like within the first 6 months of having our dog, I could go like and like it would drive her nuts. But now,
I mean, if you kept doing that, I'd kind of go nuts too.
well, now it doesn't bother her because she's accustomed to it. But what
Yeah.
she's not accustomed to is the sound of like 3 cackling hyenas.
Right.
She's not accustomed to that
She's like,
sound.
what's going on?
Yeah.
Sorry, Vern. This is the last time I'm going to ask about this. In what context were you going "Arr" with
just-
some
have you met this guy?
I just like fucking with my dog.
All
I
right.
just like I like making funny sounds. I like fucking with my dog. But yeah, Hudson Hawk, a comedy movie about a man who likes trains, written by people who like trains.
Love trains.
Because there's the funny people who like trains love structures.
Yes.
Yes.
And they very carefully put together a structure where they could consistently say, what's the funniest thing we could do right now? And it always worked. Whenever what's his name is showing off the pictures on the slideshow, and it just so happens that some of the photos are him in like sexual, like women's clothing.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing they could have done, and it worked.
And it worked.
And because they had the structure of like, oh, he's setting this up, he's showing pictures on a wall, it worked. They kept finding the funniest thing they could do within the structure they gave themselves.
Absolutely.
And it was brilliant film.
It's a success on every level.
Yeah.
It's really it's a deeply good film. It's
But,
just
like-
deeply good in its bones.
Folks, get like a big group of people together
Yeah.
and treat yourself like putting it on so that you can all share it in person together.
And this is a rowdy watch.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%. Yeah, Hudson, I would love to do, there's like various screening series in New York that are like reclaim this or what, like whatever. And I
Yeah.
would love to host the like Hudson Hawk like second chance revival screening of like, no, this movie deserves everyone being in the same room together experiencing it.
Yes.
Laughing raucously at what he's getting up to. And like the what we're laughing at, it's not a the room situation. Like these are written jokes. This movie is just funny. It's just a funny movie.
We
to
were
watch.
laughing at points when the filmmakers wanted us to laugh.
Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't the same strain as like a Room or a Plan 9.
Oh,
Yes.
Or something like that. We were like, oh my god. It wasn't like a Birdemic, haha. It was a Hudson Hawk, haha. It was a hawk instead of a birdemic.
We're laughing with the movie.
We were laughing
Right.
with the movie as opposed to at the movie.
No, but we are also laughing at the movie quite a
A
bit.
little bit.
We're laughing at the movie that
The audacity of
that,
Yes.
that a thing like
we're
a thing
laughing
this
at like,
exists.
how dare you?
Yeah.
But in a
You
way,
thought you could get away with
And,
this?
like-
Because you almost did.
the movie is a comedy, but it's not. It wouldn't work better if you like replaced Bruce with like a comedy actor.
No.
Like if Bruce is like Ben Stiller, like this movie isn't better.
No.
It's kind of the appeal of, I mean, Bruce is more self-aware consciously than like Leslie Nielsen, but it's kind of like the same thing of like, look at the big action star in the movie. It reminds me a lot of, have either of you seen Last Action Hero?
Yes.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger is another like very canny guy. He was always very canny about his star persona. And that is another movie that has never gotten its flowers, that just like people don't properly appreciate for it being good. They think that what they like about it is on accident. But Hudson Hawk is good on purpose.
Yes.
It does exactly what they set out to do.
Yeah.
But people weren't ready for it.
It's like a Buckaroo Banzai.
It's like Buckaroo Banzai or Waterworld.
Yeah.
Which was called in production. It was called both Kevin's Gate and Fish Tar, which you gotta give it up to the press in the 90s. Those are very funny. Calling the movie Fish
Fish
Tar
Tar.
is really good.
Fish Tar is a way better joke than Apocalypse Win.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's way better. Like Kevin's Gate, perfect. Like no, like you nailed it. You did so good on that. This movie's better than Heaven's Gate, another movie I've seen that was not a financial or critical success. But I suppose we're probably getting wrapped up on Hudson Hawk. We're a little sleepy. It's getting a little late. This is about the time of the show where the next movie is announced, and I forgot to remind you, but it is a Vern Tooley pick. Heading us into Shocktober once again.
The good news is, I came prepared.
Oh, what a Boy Scout.
And approaching October, there were 2 different movies I was kind of thinking about. And I realized very early on into this movie that one of the choices was getting thrown out because this movie scratched that movie's itch.
Okay.
It would have been just too similar.
I got you.
And too much. And so we'll save that for another time, and we'll go with a movie that is more thematically relevant to the month of October. A movie I entertained selecting earlier in the year, but ended up pivoting at the last minute and choosing Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Another movie in the same vein is Head with the Monkeys and Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and that like, this ain't your daddy's ex. This ain't your daddy's thing that was on the TV. That was on TV in the 60s and now is in the movie theaters on the set in the 70s. And we're approaching October, so part of me felt obligated to pick something a little spooky.
Thank you.
But not too spooky. And also, this is going to follow Hudson Hawk in the sense that it was not a successful movie when first released. But anyway, for the month of October, what is spookier than the great, vast, black unknown? And what's spookier than feeling like you're surrounded by people that you do not relate with? And what's spookier than being amongst friends and things being different? And that's why, for my selection for October, I chose one of my favorite movies, Star Trek the Motion Picture.
All right!
Star Trek the Motion Picture. And I'll let you guys decide whether you want to do the original theatrical cut or the director's cut.
Okay.
You didn't hear it from me, but the director's cut is better.
Okay.
But also, the first time I saw it, I saw the original cut, and I loved it back then. So I chose Star Trek, the Motion Picture.
All right.
Another big screen revival of something that was on the TV in the 1960s.
Okay. Love that.
Yeah. A nice come down from this
Very different energy.
high-
very different pace.
very high
chasing,
energy, winsome.
chasing Hudson Hawk with wrongfully accused starring Leslie Nielsen would just put us in
It'd be too similar back to back.
Too much. And we've had this Star Trek the Motion Picture reminds me a lot of Galactic Railroad, and so we've got
Yes, that's actually a very good comparison.
a nice like calm down, cool. We went into the vast unknown. We went crazy with Hudson Hawk, and now we're coming back down. We're getting out of prison.
Old people flying through space.
Kevin,
The senior outing to the stars.
Kevin, be careful. There is a scene that you might have a hard time physically watching.
Okay, good to know.
When the probe appears on the Enterprise.
Okay, I will look for the probe, as I always am.
Keep your eyes peeled whenever it starts suddenly flashing bright.
Keep your
lights.
eyes wide open. Hold them open with your fingers when that happens. You want to make sure you know when it stops happening. So you got to keep doing that. Well, wonderful. Well, thank you all for joining us for another episode of Movies for Babies. Justin looks about the most ready for bed I've seen him in some time.
Do I actually feel pretty okay?
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. And we are going to keep on rocking in the free world. We're going to have some more production.
Doot. Because you said keep on rocking in the free world.
Oh,
what
I
he
get it
says.
now. Neil Young.
He's old now.
Neil old.
Old.
R.I.P.
A moment of
He's going to
silence
die
for-
between this being
I hope not.
recorded.
I love the song Harvest Moon.
Great song.
I
I like the
love
song Old Man.
Old Man.
Hurricane.
Is Old Man about him?
Old Man, look at... Well, he sings it from the perspective of a young man.
Oh.
What is
Old
that?
Man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were.
I love his stuff with Crosby, Stills, and quite frankly Nash.
And quite frankly...
Uh,
What music are you into? Well, I'm into Crosby And I would say I'm into stills. I'm into
Heart of Gold.
Nash. I'm just searching for a heart of gold.
That's the other one.
We love Neil Young. Neil Young will be joining us for the Star Trek The Motion Picture episode.
Neil Youngbucks.
Neil Youngbucks. And anyway, bye-bye.
Au revoir. Hudson Hawk'tuah.
Airbag!
Nickel in his pocket, time on both his hands. Little Eddie Hawkins, lost in Candyland. 10 years in the slammer, Eddie's done his time. On the street, ain't it sweet to pull the perfect crime? Everybody knows when the cold wind blows, the Hudson Hawk again. Let it rain, let it snow, let the north wind blow, the Hudson Hawk, my friend. Oh, little Eddie, you better watch out what you do. The Hudson Hawk's with you. 6 a.m. comes Sunday, Eddie needs a friend. Tom is at the 5-tone, 49th and 10. Killers count his footsteps. Tom is dressed in black. A hustle here, a shuffle there. Eddie better watch your back. Everybody knows when the cold wind blows, the Hudson Hawk again. Let it rain, let it snow, let the north wind blow. It's the Hudson Hawk, my friend. Ooh, little Eddie, you better watch out what you do. The Hudson Hawk's with you. Listen up, all you sinners. This ain't no time to hesitate. When bad news gets around, someone's going down. And everybody better get their story straight. When a cold wind blows, if it rains, if it snows, it's the Hudson Hawk again. The Hudson Hawk's with you. The Hudson Hawk's with you. You better watch out.
Everybody knows when the cold wind blows.
Brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you.